How to resolve the business problems. This is the concept that each business have to know about it in order to achieve their goals more efficient. So we are going to talk about 9 steps of the problem solving in general in this presentation. And for each step, we are going to have different presentation that talk about the techniques, about the methods, about the sub steps that we have to do in order to do the problem solving process. The first step would be determine the priority of the business problems. Your business can have 2 to 3 problems, or it can have 10 to 12 problems, but you have a limited budget and resources in order to do the problem solving. So you have to determine the top issues that you have for your business in order to optimize your resources. Finding the top issues, that is the first step. So when you did that, you go to the second step and you select a specific problem and plan for problem solving process. So you select, for example, you have 4 top problems that you have, and you want to start working on the first 2 problems. You specify each problem, and then you determine a project leader, and the project leader is going to plan for that problem solving process. That means that you have to have a time schedule for each step of your problem solving. What is your time schedule? Who should be involved in that problem solving projects? Who should actually be supportive? Who should be the main member? What are the resources that you need in order to do that project? So that is something that you have to do in the plan, and everybody have to know in the team when is the start date and when is the end date. That would be estimation, but still you have to plan it. So when you plan that, now you start doing the problem definition in step 3. Step 3, you have to find out the details on your problem. So for example, this is a technique that we use in this step. It calls 4W1H. So what is the problem, when it's happening, where it's happening, who discovered, who reported, and how it happened. You have to know about the details. So for example, if I talk about the time when it's happening, you should say, for example, in the morning, in the afternoon, a specific time during the day. You have to put it on that when question. So you have to answer all of this question in order to tell us about the details. And now, step 4, you are going to collect the data. Based on answering those questions on the problem definition, you definitely will have some data, and you have to make sure that for each question that you answered, you have a data. For example, if you said in the morning, in the afternoon, how the data look like. Is it in the morning? Is it more? Is it afternoon? Is it more? Is it any kind of correlation between the data? You have to understand the data, and then you set the targets. So if I have like 10 problem each week, what is my target? Is it 1 problem each week, or I don't want to see any kind of problems? That is something that you have to specify as well. So what are the current data and what is your target? And then in step 5, when you have the data, you go and review the current conditions and the processes. You have to find all of the functions, activities that is going on between the different points, different people, how the process look like when the problem occurred. So you have to find out all of the processes, functions, activities that the problem can be involved. And then just make sure when you are looking at the processes, you have to make a correlation between the data and your process too. So for example, if your data shows, for example, a specific time, like in the morning or in the afternoon, you have more problems, you have to pay more attention to that specific time in your process to see is it anything going on that time or not. And then when you have understanding about your data and your process, now you start analyzing the problem. Analyzing the problem, usually it happened by participating 3 to 10 of the people who are in the projects, and then it should be brainstorming. and then in this brainstorming, it would be done on the chart that we call it as a fishbone or cause and effect analysis chart. It's like a chart, it's like a fishbone, and it has a head and it has a subhead. So for each one, we have like a man, method, material, machine, measurement, and environment. And for each area, you are trying to find all the potential causes that can be related to that problem. So for example, for man, you would say forgetfulness, lack of knowledge. For machine, you can say, for example, the setup time. For everything that it can be potential, you don't need to have it as a certain cause. You just want to know about like the potential causes. And then when you did that kind of brainstorming with the team, you have to validate those causes in order to see, do you have any kind of evidence or any kind of control on that cause that stop that cause to make your problem or not. And then when you finalize your cause, you start doing the root cause analysis, and that is a technique called 5 whys. And then based on that technique, you will find the root cause and propose the countermeasures that it can be done in order to resolve the problems. So step 6, you propose a countermeasure, and then step 7, you start implementing the countermeasure. But before implementation, you have to make sure that you do the feasibility study on your countermeasure. You have to make sure that your budget, your resources that you have, all of them, they cover your countermeasure, and you don't have any problem on doing the countermeasure or corrective action. So when you did your feasibility study, you start implementing the countermeasure. Step 8, check the result. Usually we check the result for the 3 months. It depends on your problem and your business. If you think you should have it as a longer time, you can expand it for a longer time, or you might say, for me, it's a shorter time, like 1 month would be okay too. It depends on your business and your problem, but definitely you have to check the result for a specific time period. And then if you see that result, it meets your expectation based on the target that you have, then you standardize your process. So you go and fix your process based on that countermeasure or corrective action that you actually put in place, and expand the solution for the similar problems that you might have in your business. So you might say, I have the other problem that is very similar processes, and I want to actually expand it for that one to see is it working for that one as well or not. So it's the other opportunity for you in order to save your cost for the problem solving as well. So this is a general description. For each step, we are gonna have different presentation. If you guys have any questions, let me know. ProSolutionINT.com. We have more information as well. So thank you very much.